Hey, what's up, fellas? Ryan here. I got a funny situation that I want to share with you guys. And this is about, we'll call this the magic pill. So, check this out. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a story and an example. It's gonna take quite a few minutes, and I think you're gonna find this really profound. But this is from a situation. Basically, this one time I was working this odd job in like a warehouse type of environment, and you know, basically it was hard times, and just going there to make a quick buck. I just need a fucking paycheck, you know, to keep a roof over my head. Okay, I'm not there to, I wasn't there at this company to help the company make more money or learn a skill or try to become, you know, the chief executive of this, you know, company, whatever. I'm just a grunt worker showing up to load some freight on a truck and get paid and make some fucking make a quick buck. Okay. So anyway, it was a funny story because I go to this place and I'm talking to the other guys, the other like kind of temp labor guys at this place. And so they're in the same position as me. Just, you know, dudes maybe going through some hard times, just like, hey man, you know, this guy, one guy, he's married, you know, he's got like his daughter and he's got to put fucking food on the table. And it's just hard times. His, you know, his back hurt. He doesn't want to fucking work as it is. He should be home resting. But hey, you know, he's got a wife and a kid, and they got to pay rent. Just needs some fucking quick cash. So, you know, just throw on a work shirt and go to work and fucking hopefully just stand around, sit on my ass, or, you know, sit. All of us pretty much trying to just sit on our ass and just wait till our time's done so we can clock out and go the fuck home and you know, go back to drinking beer and watching football and just be waiting for that paycheck. So anyway, there's this hotshot manager there with the ideals of, you know, well, you guys just come here for a fucking paycheck, like, you know, that's the wrong way to look about it. You know, like you gotta. When I come here to work hard. I come here to learn and be the best that I could be in my job and you know, drive my pickup truck and just one of those fucking dirt guys. You know, one of those fucking a loser. What I would call a loser. You know, the type of guy that the brainwash, doesn't get girls. Loser, you know, kind of guy that drives an economy car and, you know, probably wears overalls and shit on the weekend, or kind of guy that just a fucking loser, you know. Anyway, so this guy is like anyway, he's teaching these it's like a technique. And we're sitting there, you know, on the dock, and the truck is right there, and, you know, we're all just trying to kill time. And then these 3 big boxes come in, and we got to put them on like a pallet. So basically, the 3 boxes are sitting there, and they're like, all right, fuck it. Guys, let's do this shit so we go back to sitting on our ass. So 2 of the guys are kind of sitting there, and basically I took charge of this situation and basically said, all right, you guys just grab that box and flip it up and set it down. Just one of them on each side, and basically flip the box up, put it on the pallet. Flip the next box up, put it on the pallet. Easy, right? Really easy. The hotshot manager steps in, control freak. No. You don't do it like that. You want to do it like this. It's easier. Watch. Okay, so he tells the one guy, by the time he had said this, I would have had the two guys done with the job, lifted up the boxes, would have been done, back to sitting on our ass. No. So he stops the situation. He says, what you want to do is you want to lift up just this side of the box, because if you just lift up this side, it'll be lighter. Lift that up, and then push down on the box and let gravity pick the other side up. And then you over there just push the box in. Once you push it in, then you just tip it down. Mind blown, right? That's a cool technique. Really cool. Hey, it works. Looks really flashy. Really interesting. Okay? For the time it took him to teach both, because he's like, yeah, and that time, next time the next truck comes in with more boxes, you guys will be able to do that again and work it faster. As of the chances that these two temp labor guys are going to be working together again at the same fucking company, most likely not going to happen, right? So, first of all, he teaches this technique, this outside the box technique. It looked really cool, you know, and you could see if these two guys were working together long term, and they had that type of synergy together, that would work, and that would be pretty efficient. That's cool. But guess what? Nobody gives a fuck about this stupid box thing technique. These guys don't give a fuck about this guy's cool technique of how to stack a fucking box. Nobody gives a fucking shit. Like, we just want money. We just want to show up to this fucking place and get a fucking paycheck. Don't care about the technical, interesting, outside the box fucking technique of weight displacement and like, in this situation, nobody gives a fuck. And afterwards, all of us, me and these other two guys that were there, it was like 3 guys or whatever. You know, the guy finally left after we stacked the boxes, and we're just kind of guy coding each other, like, is this douchebag for real? Like, he really just, like, I can't believe that he cares that much about the way to stack these boxes, because he wants to be so successful in becoming the fucking chief executive of this company, which of course he's not going to. Like, the people that run the company aren't gonna like give their company away to him. Anyway, it's kind of a funny example, because in terms of pickup, you know, a lot of guys, they come in, they just want to get laid. They just want girls. They just want a girl. They just want a girlfriend. They just want to finally lose their virginity. They just want to get their dick sucked, okay? They don't care about all the fucking 9 phases of courtship and the Atari model of voice tonality and the value versus comfort, fill your cup to a certain level, like all these different fucking pie charts and graphs and theories and algorithms. They don't give a shit about any of that technical shit. Like, they just want to get their dick sucked. They just want, bam, the magic pill, you know. And, you know, there is like a magic pill in a sense, and I do teach that to students. You know, a lot of times I say that there's not a magic pill, because, you know, you can get a lot better results if you obviously do learn the theories, you know, and you could become a great manager in the warehouse if you learn how to tip a box right, you know. But a lot of guys, they're not going to do that. So a lot of times I won't say there's no magic pill and try to hype you up and get into, you know, the technical theories. So at least you learn some of the basic fundamentals. If you go just like 10% more than the next guy, you're going to start getting and start seeing really good results. But you know, a lot of people, they see that, like the meme that the Ethan Klein made for H3H3, where, you know, you see me in the tactical vest, and, you know, he's kind of making fun of it. But they're like, people make the joke like, okay, why is he wearing a tactical vest going to pick up chicks at Whole Foods? Like, you look like you're going to Iraq or something like that. And it's just a meme. It's not, that's not what I wear when I go to pick up chicks. I just dress just like this, you know, or I dress up in a suit, or I dress like a fucking, like a soaper, because I'm probably out going soaping, and then I see a girl and I go talk to her, and I'm dressed like a fucking soaper, wearing soaps and baggy pants and a hoodie, you know, or I'm at the gym, so I'm wearing gym shorts or whatever. Like, I don't wear a tactical vest when I go out. That's for students of mine who are training to be instructors. So then I am going to employ the things like the GPS tracking, the infrared, you know, binoculars and night vision, and, you know, showing you all the different like apps that you can use, lie detection, video surveillance, covert listening devices, and all that kind of stuff. So, like, that's for the super advanced student who wants to be a coach, who wants to do what I do, you know. So that's a very different type of training model. But usually when I train new students, there's different packages. You know, it's all a case-by-case basis, because every guy wants different stuff. Some guys are already married, and they're not necessarily looking to get laid. They just want the necessary social skills to go out and just be able to talk to women, to talk to people in general. You know, just they work in an office environment, and they've got women, you know, that work with them, and they're very nervous around these women because they're pretty, and their beauty is intimidating to these guys. So it's nice to push them past this type of sticking point, so that they can actually just go to work and talk to a girl at their office like she's a normal human being, just like he talks to his buddies when they go out and play pool and drink a beer. You know, just be a normal fucking dude. And it takes training sometimes, some of these guys. And then there's like the guy who, you know, he wants a girlfriend, and that's a specific skill set, and you got to display certain attributes as a man for a girl who's going to be interested in fucking you long term, for the next 2 years or 5 years, or for the rest of your life, you know. And then there's the guy who just wants to get his dick sucked and get fucked and fuck a bunch of like different bitches, like, you know, just bang this chick and just put some notches in the bedpost, you know, be cool, get some respect from the homies, you know, whatever. Like, there's a lot of different ways to do it. And then there's the guys that want to be the coaches, you know. Well, I got into this, you know, I just wanted a girlfriend when I got into this, and then I got good at it, and, you know, I enjoy sex with, it's fun to have, you know, all different girls. They're different, you know. You get to a certain point, and it's like, it's all the same. It's just, and it's kind of weird to describe that to someone who hasn't been through that experience. Because when I was first going through it, it was kind of like, oh man, I bet all these different girls are going to be so different. And yeah, they are. Like, all pussies are different shapes. You know, some are longer, some are tighter, some are, you know, there's just, everything kind of feels different, and it's different with a different vibe with different girls. But then after a while, it's almost like there's a similarity between all of it. And what's weird is, out of all the girls that I fucked, if I didn't keep a catalog like that I do, that has like a girl's picture and her name and the date that we fucked and how long it took, how many hours or whatever, and the seduction tactics that I use, like, if I didn't keep that chart, then I wouldn't remember half of them, because I don't remember. I don't remember fucking probably 90% unless I actually go to the chart and look at it. But, like, you know, after, it's like you go out and, you know, you could probably remember back to 3rd grade, you know, like I had a best friend in 3rd grade, and I had like 3 other friends, and then I'm sure I had other friends, but I don't remember those people, you know. I just remember like the 1 or 2 people that I hung out with the most, you know. I remember being with like my ex-wife, because we were together for 10 years. I remember being with my ex Michelle, because we were together for 2 years. But all the other girls, like in between, you know, I was in a relationship with this one girl, Tiffany, for quite a few months. And so like I remember some of that, but there was all these other little one night stands in between, or like a random fucking girl here and there. I can't really recall those girls. I know that it happened, you know. I know because I make a score chart, you know, just because well, I have to keep tabs on my numbers. When a student comes to me and basically says, you know, I want to learn how to pick up girls, if he's got to choose between me, who's been with over 200 girls, and the next guy who's been with 14 girls, like, you know, if you were a guy who, and I said, I charge $2,500, I'm going to give you the secrets, my secrets of how I've been able to have success with women, and you look at my track record versus the next guy who's been with 14 girls, and he's asking you for $2,000 and says he's going to give you techniques of how to get girls, who would you rather turn over that $2,500 to? A guy who's credible and verified, who's done these things, who has photo evidence and video evidence of these things. I can't put it on YouTube. I'm actually working on my real website right now, where I'm going to actually be putting up some of my actual sex tapes that I've, you know, with some of my ex-girlfriends. Not it's private stuff. I mean, I can't put on YouTube, but it's stuff that I've done with girls in the past, and they don't necessarily mind. I'm gonna block their faces out just because, you know, part of being a pickup artist and a seducer is discretion, you know. So I don't necessarily start saying, oh yeah, I was with this chick, you know, Tina whatever, you know, this is her address. It's not like that, you know. Like I can tell you how many girls I fucked. I can tell you all the details. I just won't necessarily tell you their names and who they are. And the pictures that I do show to people in public, like the ones you see on my Facebook, those are girls that I am still friends with today, who don't mind their picture being used in my books and that stuff. So I go over here because there's a bunch of cars. But anyway, back to the main point here. You know, guys, they want the magic pill sometimes, and there are, you know, a lot of pickup gurus, they don't want to give you that magic pill or the quick techniques to get results fast, because if they do that, they're losing money. Let's say, like, you know, like for example, a student recently paid me $250 to take him out to Las Vegas Boulevard. We went to the Forum Shops at the Caesars, and this was the actual pay scale. He gave me $250 in cash for 2 hours of training. It's $125 an hour. So that's like an introductory rate for a beginning student who's never done any type of pickup training. He's never heard of the mystery method. He doesn't know about, you know, RSD, or, you know, he never heard of the book The Game. He just maybe watched my video on H3H3 and said, wow, this guy teaches guys how to pick up women. I have no idea what that is, but I know that I need that. And then they call me up, or they Skype me, and they ask, I don't have a lot of money. How much do you charge? And I say, I'll give you 2 hours for $250. And a lot of people, sometimes they even say, well, that's really expensive. I say, well, expensive compared to what? Compared to like a car? Compared to a donut? Like, what do you mean? You know, I'm going to give you the secrets to getting unlimited pussy. I'm basically going to give you what most guys would consider the secrets to the universe for $250. You know, how much are you going to pay to a hooker? You know, even for a night out, to go out to, like, take yourself out to a dinner date with a girl and get like 2 drinks each. It's going to be like 80, 100 bucks. And you be honest with yourself, you're probably not going to get in her pants anyway. So you're basically just throwing that 80 bucks away. How many dates have you gone on and spent 80 bucks buying a bitch a dinner and she didn't even put out? Like, you're just throwing away your money anyway. Where you could pay me 250 bucks for one time, you know, and learn a skill set. If you never get coaching from me again, you're going to learn so much in that fucking 2 hours that you may never need coaching again. And I'm cool with that because I live in Las Vegas, a city that's population is 4 million and replenished by 2 million people. 2 million people leave every month and 2 million new people come back in. Plenty of single guys coming in with a lot of money. I'm cool with just popping 250 bucks for like a quick coaching session. Give guys the magic pill, we can say. You know, basically what I want to be that guy, you know, that you tell your friends. I have a passion for helping people, you know. I have all these books and shit that are, you know, on my website, you know, like my 10 Steps to Success book. That's no 20-page ebook. That's a 500-page book. I mean, you can buy it in paperback for 15 bucks, but I give it away free on my website. You can download it for free. Why? Because I'm so fucking rich and successful myself that I don't need your $15, you know. And I could charge a lot more for coaching, you know. I done this one seminar where I charged $497 times 35 people in one day, $17,000 in a day. Like, I can do this stuff anytime I want. I don't, you know. And besides the pickup, you guys know, like, I got all my soap shoe books out, sponsorships and all kinds of crazy shit. So I don't, you know, I don't care about the 15 bucks here or like, I was gonna say 250 bucks. That's pretty affordable for most people. And that's cool. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna get off the couch for under 200 bucks anyway. But, you know, this is fun for me, you know. It's fun for me to help people, help guys fucking not deal with the pain and the frustration that I had to deal with when I first got to Vegas. I fucking had the scars still. I slit my wrist half-ass. I didn't die, you know. I didn't really want to die. I just wanted the emotional pain to stop after my divorce, you know. And you know, once I learned game, real game, solid game, and was able to have an abundance of women in my life, I never felt that pain again. You know, it's nice to flip the power dynamic. At one time, the pussy was on the pedestal. Now I'm on the fucking pedestal. And bitches have to qualify themselves to me. The other day, it was kind of interesting. I got rejected by this girl that I actually legitimately liked. And she turned me down. This is going to sound really fucking cocky and arrogant, but this is the truth right here. She turned me down because she thought that I was way too out of her league. I was way too famous, and she wondered why would a guy like me want to be with her. Now, this girl was pretty. She was really pretty. I really liked her. I was feeling her. We made out. She sucked my cock. We were gonna fuck, but it just didn't happen because of logistics, you know. And we were gonna meet up again, and I would have sealed the deal. And, you know, I was looking at this girl as relationship material. And she actually emailed me back and called me by my full name. It was the weirdest shit that I've ever experienced. But she was like, you're Ryan JAUNZEMIS. Like, why would you want me? You get all the girls. You're the pickup artist. You're the best soaper in the world. Like, you're famous. Like, you have 6 million views on YouTube. Why do you want to be with me? I'm just me. Like, she's thinking that, like, she's way down here and I was way up here. I know it's just quality problems, right? You know? But and when she said that, I was like, holy shit. Like, obviously I majorly miscalibrated my my comfort game, because I should have just been demonstrating, you know, a little bit above her. I think when she saw, like, that I was a published author and I fucking have my own products out, and all of a sudden I was in like a different kind of league, you know. And then the fucking H3 meme that made me like a living meme, not really, like, I think it's still small time, you know. What is it? There's like almost 3 million views on that. but some videos have fucking like 90 million views. So, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like on that Leafy level yet, but to her, you know, to her, I don't think she'd ever encountered dating a guy like me before. So she was seeing my value was like way up here, and it was just like to the point where I don't think she could feel like she could relate with me, or she would know like there's no reason for me to stay with her from a survival and reproduction standpoint. She knows that I would just fuck her, use her, I could get her pregnant and I could leave because I have all these other women in my life, and she sees photo evidence of that on my fucking Instagram and on my Facebook. So there's no reason for her to be with me, or there's no reason in her mind for me to be with her, because I have all these other options. It was just ironic because I was actually really feeling her, but it's not that I can't go into damage control and fix that, but I'm probably not going to, because it was like I'm already dealing with so many other women. It's like I don't know. Like I said, quality problems, bro. Quality problems. But welcome to the Ryan J Show. So anyway, the magic pill, like, yeah, you know, it does really exist. The pickup gurus, I always want to tell you, there's no magic pill, there's no magic pill. And I've even used that marketing technique as well, because, you know, you want as a pickup coach, you know, you want to make money. You want to, the most ironic thing about being a pickup coach is that you end up trying to game guys more than girls. And I don't mean on some fucking gay shit. I mean, like, you're trying to game guys to pull out their fucking credit card and give you cash for coaching. You know, that's the game of a pickup coach. You know, so we're always using these marketing techniques. It's, you know, well, if you're guys that really want to get good with girls, then you got to buy my product. And my product is better than any of these other coaches, because all these other coaches do this, but I do this thing different. It's like, as a coach, you get invited sometimes to these other coaching meetings where we talk about marketing tips. I'm probably pissing people off right now, teaching you guys a little too much of the game right here. But, you know, we go to these meetings of other coaches and stuff, and where we talk about techniques of fucking how to get guys to pull out their credit card and give us cash, or fucking charge your card for on like, for myself, you know, like if I do Skype coaching, I'm going to give you my PayPal, it's my email address, my Yahoo, whatever, ryan.jaunzemis@yahoo.com. And you just type that in on PayPal, and then say like, how much money do you want to deposit? You put $100. You deposit the money in there, and then I'll call you up. We set up a time, and then I'll add you on Skype, and then we talk face to face on Skype for like an hour and discuss your sticking points. For example, like a guy did a coaching call where he was talking about, how do you even explain this? I don't know. He's talking about about trying to find the one, and he can't find her because it was, I don't know, it was just weird. Like the way he was trying to, he was one of those weird, creepy guys that as soon as I started talking to him, I was like, I know exactly why he's not getting girls. But anyway, he talks about, that's his sticking point, whatever. So I kind of discuss some techniques of how to get over that and move on and move on to the next set, and just basically just giving him some coaching and some pointers. And we just talk for an hour, and I give him some ideas and some theories and some techniques he could try. And you know, lived over in the East Coast, so we can't actually meet up. You know, for guys who live in Vegas, they get that advantage where, you know, we just meet up on the strip, or I go to the person's house. You know, sometimes I bring the whiteboard to a person's house, because I do beyond pickup coaching. You know, I do the life coaching, fitness coaching, health, finance, building. You know, I do it all. So, you know, I'm primarily a dating and relationship coach, pickup coach, but then I'm a lifestyle coach, and I do I encompass everything into my if you're gonna do something, I say, you know, like, whatever I try to do, I try to be the best at it. So, but anyway, the magic pill, you know, and I'll give you some of it right now. Is like, it's more like, you know, a lot of these guys, they've just never approached women. Some of them don't even know that that's okay. So it's kind of like taking these emotional blocks and restructuring a person's limiting beliefs. And it's almost like brainwashing in a way. But I could take a guy out and say, if we were just right here and a girl was walking by, you know, I could use this pole for an example. I'd tell the guy, like, you know, hey, go over and talk to this girl, and just walk up to her and just, you might, let's say his name's Ben, and walk up and just be like, hey, you know, I saw you from over there. I know this is going to sound completely random and out of the blue, but I just thought you were super cute. I had to come meet you. My name's Ben. You know, whatever, just something like that. And it's going to be really weird, and it takes the guy a little while to do that over and over, to say it so fluidly and come from a place where he's actually meaning it, where he really thinks that the girl is really super cute or adorable or whatever adjective you choose to describe feminine beauty. And for him to come to that place and know that he's walking up to the girl and that he is higher value than her, so that when she looks at him, he's not just some fly that fucking came to buzz over and be like, you know, like a newbie. He'll walk up and he'll be all really clunky with those openers. He'll have his hands in his pockets, and it'll be like, when he'll try to do the opener, he'll put his hand out first to shake before he's even said something to her. Like, you got to be smooth first. You got to kind of drop your hand down and establish dominance. You know, hey, real quick, I know this is gonna sound completely random and out of the blue. I got to get back to my friends in a second, but I thought you were super cute. I just came over to meet you. My name's Ryan. You know, see how there's a fluidity to it. And if I'm actually talking to a real girl who's like a 9 or a 10, like, I'm gonna say it so smooth and so consistent. And so for a guy to even get to that point, that's pretty good, you know. And it's just having a coach with you, having that extra pair of eyes on you, to then do it again to the next girl. Hey, I know this is gonna sound really random and out of the blue, but I saw you from over there and I thought you were super cute. Had to come meet you. My name's Ryan. Bam. You know, and you're doing it again to the next girl, to the next group of like 3 girls. Hey girls, real quick, I know this is gonna sound really random. I just thought you were super cute. I had to come meet you. My name's Ryan. How you guys doing? What are you guys celebrating? Whatever, you know. And then doing it again to the next girl. And after a while, like, you just get the momentum down, and you're able to just start. At first, it's very frightening to a lot of guys to approach a stranger, you know, almost head on, and just create a conversation out of thin air. And a lot of these guys, they get to that point and they're like, okay, well, what do I say next? 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 And it's almost like there's a structure, there's a pattern to it. And you know, obviously it goes really deep, but you know, if you could get to that point, and a lot of guys will watch this and they'll go, that's really cool, but they'll never actually go physically try it. They'll never, like, put their fucking phone down back in their pocket or whatever and get dressed up and go to the mall and actually do that on 20 or 30 different girls, just to kind of get used to the fact that you are a man and you're doing what evolution and biology has designed you to do, to walk up to another girl and, hey, real quick, this is going to sound completely random. I just thought you were absolutely adorable and I had to come meet you. My name's Ryan. Hey, quick question. I know this is going to sound really, really random and out of the blue. I just saw you from over there. I thought you were absolutely adorable. I had to come meet you. I fucked up on that one. Oh, well, next set. Hey, real quick. This is going to sound completely random and out of the blue. I just thought you were absolutely adorable. I had to come meet you. My name's Ryan. You know, again, over and over and over. And you're going to fuck up sometimes, like I just did on that last treat, whatever. Hey, real quick. And it's just like taking a student in set and having him do that over and over to a new girl, to another girl. Oh, there's 3 girls over there. Go say that same line. Say the line. You know, and just kind of drilling into their head that it's okay to walk up and approach a stranger. And getting over that, what we call approach anxiety, is usually one of the biggest sticking points, because most guys especially in Western society, that's not socially acceptable in our society. People, they, oh, like, you don't just walk up to someone and approach, fate is just supposed to bring you together. God is supposed to bring you together. It's supposed to be like a Disney movie. It should just happen. Well, I'm going to tell you that it's not just going to happen, because reality doesn't work like that. Sometimes you have to make shit happen. Sometimes you got to fucking put in the work, And if you don't want to put in the work, then you ain't going to get laid, I put in the work because I know that my dick isn't going to suck itself. Sometimes you got to just get dressed up, put on a shirt, and go out and start talking to girls and keep going until one of them says yes, So, magic pill. It's, part of that magic pill is just, you could take that exact line that I just said right now and go use that, 150 times on 150 different people. And sooner or later, one of them is going to say yes. And then once that happens, success breeds confidence. So that you finally, one of them finally responds after you use that line. She says, "Oh, hi, I'm Wendy." She starts talking to you. And then you say, "Yeah, I'm going over to this bar right now. You should come have a drink with us, whatever." And she goes, "Okay." And you're going to go, "Whoa, like, it works." And it does work, It'll work more often if you practice that line and just keep doing that over and over and over. And understand that when you first start, because it's a new skill set to you, that you're gonna get blown out a lot of times. A lot of girls are just gonna look at you and just keep walking. And the first time that happens, you're gonna be like, fuck, you're gonna feel weird inside, like, oh shit, like I just get rejected, But then, after that happens to you like 30 times, you're gonna start, like, you're not gonna care. In fact, after a while, it kind of becomes funny, especially if you're out with a buddy who's cool and supportive and doing the same shit. It becomes like a joke. Like, oh, okay, she doesn't want to buy what I'm selling, and you stop looking at it like she's rejecting you, because she's not rejecting you. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know anything about you. She just is rejecting your approach. The only people that can reject you is your family, your friends that you've known for years, And you got to understand, back in high school, or middle school, whatever, like, those people are, if you're in your 20s or 30s, whatever, 40s, do you still hang out with those people? Probably not. Maybe some of them, but most likely they've moved on, you've moved on, people grow, nothing really lasts forever, So even if those people reject you, if you've been through that kind of rejection, where you were once hanging out with like best friends or whatever, and they've all moved on, and you're like, if you can go through that, you can go through a girl who just like kind of ignores you for a second, and you never know what she's going through. You never know what's going on in her motherfucking life. Okay? Like, you walk up to a girl to try to approach her, and you might not understand that she just got back from her stepdad's funeral. Someone just died, and she doesn't really want to hear about, who lies more, men or women, or that she's adorable. Like, she doesn't want to hear that shit right now. She just wants to go be with her friends and her family. And yeah, you could do I could say the cliche, she might be on her period, she might be PMSing, whatever. She might just be a fucking weirdo. She might be on all kind of antidepressants, and you just happen to open the psycho bitch, You know, so don't worry about rejection. Who gives a fuck, you know. You got to start treating these girls, these, you know, I call them warm-up sets. Because it's not necessarily trying to talk to your dream girl. You're just talking to any girl just to get used to approaching, you know. Because that's like really the biggest step. You focus on the opening, focus on the approaching. You do it a whole bunch of times and you get used to it. And then you really don't need like a coach anymore unless you want to finally tune it and get better and better at game. And that's definitely something that I would recommend. But once a lot of guys, they read all this pickup stuff, or they say, oh yeah, here's an opening line, we should do that, and all they just think about it in their mind, but they never do it physically. And sometimes it takes someone like me, where it's like you pay money. Once you put that money down, it's gonna make you say, all right, it's time, it's game on, I gotta really do this. And then you have like me, a person or another coach, whatever. I'm just saying, like, let's say you and I were out here and a girl's walking by, and it comes down to that moment, and I say, okay, go talk to that girl, and then you freeze up like you always do, and you go, oh fuck, I really, like, you know, you get that weird feeling inside where you go, oh, I can't really step over there, and you want me to actually talk to this girl? Yeah, motherfucker, you just go, you know. I gotta push you into set, you know. And just having that pressure, the fact that you paid the money, then you have a guy who's fucking yelling at you to go talk to the girl, and once you're in that zone, that's gonna break you through that barrier, and then I'm gonna make you do it again and again and again. It's like the first time you jump into a fucking cold pool, you might be standing there like, oh fuck, I don't want to jump in that shit. But if I push you in the pool, well, once you're in the pool, yeah, you're a little cold, but it's over, you know. Now you're in the pool. It's just that then I'm going to tell you, okay, get out of the pool. Okay, jump back in the pool. Well, you're already wet. Like, it's not going to be as bad as the first time. And after a while, you know, you just build up that momentum, and then it just becomes not a big deal, you know. And you just be able to fucking start going up to random girls and talking to them. Here we go again. Here's another girl. Hey, what's going on? Oh, she just walked by. Fuck her. Next set. Hey, oh, no. Hey. Nah, she wasn't feeling it. How about this girl? Hey, quick question. Whatever. Like, and it's like, for me personally, like, I just try to think of them as practice dummies, you know? Like when you're practicing the martial arts, you know, you don't necessarily, you know, when you're training for the big fight, that would be like the girl that's going to be your girlfriend, or like a 9 or a 10. But, you know, in the gym, you got that punching dummy, and you could just practice your stuff on that, you know. And so like go out and you know, if you're scared to talk to really pretty girls, start talking to 4s and 5s, and just walk up and just say hi. Like, for example, this little tree. You should use a fatter tree for this example. Like a 4 or 5 or something. Let's say this is a fat, chubby girl that you're not attracted to, but you're just walking by. You can go, hey, how's your day going? She goes, oh, it's good. You go, hey, real quick, and then just say something interesting. I don't. Do you know where's the Vaughn's at? Oh, it's over here? Cool, thanks. It's not a big deal. Go talk to the next fat girl, ugly girl, or an old lady. An old lady walks by. You're attracted to her? Well, probably not, unless you're into gilfs. Grandmas I like to fuck. Anyway, so the gilf walks by, and grandma. How's your day going? Pleasure to meet you. It's that easy. Like, and just start talking to everybody. Get it to that social state. You do that like with like 3 or 4 people. Maybe you don't feel like talking. Fuck it. Just start talking, you know. Sometimes you got to accept the situation for what it is, you know. Give me walking around, you know. Maybe you're walking around the mall or something like that. Or maybe you're walking home from work, or you're just out and about shopping. I don't know, whatever. And you see a girl, and maybe, you know, maybe you've been walking around for fucking 2 hours, like I have been doing this vlog, and you know, you need some fucking deodorant because you're starting to get ripe. You know, stink. Well, sometimes you got to accept the situation for what it is. Okay, yeah, you don't smell so great and you're a little bit tired, but the girl's right there. And if you don't approach, you will not get the girl. So sometimes you just have to accept the situation for what it is and go into set. And guess what? She might not be feeling you. She might reject you. She might not like what you have to say. But it's your job as a man to go open that set. You know, this is what we do. We're pickup artists. We pick up. So the magic pill, you know, just the magic pill is like everything that I've just been telling you. That's the beginning. Swallow that magic pill right now. I want you to take that magic pill. I want you to fucking swallow that shit. And you know, really just let that sink in. Let that sink in. Try to just start seeing yourself, envision yourself on the street. You see a girl, envision yourself going up and just saying hi, just getting to that point. Start to say hi, and then add that opener that I get you. Just tell her, hey, I just thought you're super cute. I had to come meet you. My name's your name, you know. And then from there, go on to the next line and just keep building on that. But start there. You know, if you can get to that part, I consider you a winner. You know, the definition of success is not money, is not actually, you know, getting the girl. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means that if you choose a goal and you are moving toward that goal, you are a successful person. You know, if you can get dressed up tomorrow or even right now as you're watching this video, get dressed up and walk down to the park or to the mall or go out to the club tonight, wherever you want to go. It's your life. Wherever the types of girls that you think are at, you know, if you get dressed up and you go to that place, and if you just see a girl that you like, or even if you just want to practice, if you see a girl that you don't like, walk up and say hi. Walk up and introduce yourself. Walk up and just ask them who lies more, men or women. Right? Ask them, you know, walk up to them and ask them, you know, if you could be, if a wizard came by and poof, turned you into any animal that you wanted to be, what would it be? I said that to a girl earlier, and she was like, a shark. And I was like, oh shit. And I put my hand like this, and I said, shark it out. That opener actually worked, and I got the girl's Instagram. It's hilarious. But I have these little fish things that I do. Like, you can't see now because of the light. Right here, I give her like a high five, and then I do a thumb hug where you put the thumb around and she puts her thumb around the other side. You go, oh, that's a thumb hug. Jellyfish away. So it looks like this. Jellyfish away. Jellyfish away. And she'll go, oh, that's so cute. Or you go like this with the hand, and then you go, shark it out. You know, little fun stuff. 3rd grade stuff. Girls love that shit. Heart-shaped notes, you know. But just get dressed up. Go out. Make that your mission sometime this week. You got to get the fuck out of the house at one point. The girls, they're not in your house, okay? Yeah, there's online game, but use that secondary. Try to meet girls organic. Try to be a real man. Try to be able to walk up to the girl and claim her. You know, let her know that you're the guy for her. And the magic pill. Everything I just told you. Just take this fucking hour-long video that I just told you and think of this as the magic pill. Swallow this, sleep on it, you know, and in the morning go try it and see what happens. And if you go up to the girl and you introduce yourself and you notice some positive results, and you start seeing, like, that should be enough for for you to begin to believe that this is real, that this stuff works, that there's more to this than just, you know, guys trying to game you for money, to get your money to sell you fucking snake water and shit, snake oil. Then go to my website, www.ryanjohnzemislifestylecoaching.com, and download a copy of my ebook, 10 Steps to Success. You can download I know it's really dark right now. You can download a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Guide to Picking Up Girls with a Wingman, you know, and they're free, like I said, on my website. You can download it. They're the full unabridged versions, and there's a lot more tips and techniques in there too for you. And on my YouTube as well, hundreds of videos in my Master Pickup Artist playlist, along with this video. And you know, if you like it, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe. There's gonna be more stuff coming. Anyway, I'm back at the house. I'm going to well, you guys can come in. Come in. You can see my new inversion machine. Yeah. It's hella messy right now because I'm doing some major fucking weird videos and shit. But yeah, I just bought this. Super cool, right? Hang upside down. It's good for realigning the spine, you know. All right, fellas. We'll see you on the next one. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Leave your comments in the box below. Subscribe for more videos. Visit my website. Grab you a free copy of the ebook. If you like it, share it with friends. You know, I'll be bootlegging my own shit. All right, bye.